Okay, welcome to Northeast Iowa Crop Report. My name's Nick Benson. Today is August 30th, 2022, and I want to give you an update on what I'm seeing out in the crops this week. Out here, as you can tell, root digs for the season really. This will be one of my last days. I'll have a few more digs here end of the week, but kind of wrapping this season up. And so as far as rootworms are concerned, pressure is going to be about the same as it has. We need to continue to watch that and monitor it. So corn right now, staging wise, field is 112 day, planted mid-May, so it is a little bit behind. So when we look at this, we're not quite dented, still in the milk stage, so we don't have any kernels accumulating, which means that these kernels are still what they call the milk stage, so they're just full of well, milk, I guess is what we call it. So look at that, it's just all milky white, no starches have accumulated yet, and that's kind of where we're at. So if you cut one of these kernels apart, there's no dry matter accumulation. Whoop. It's just all milk in there, so the milk stage. Now I was in some 101 day earlier today, and that's starting to dent, so that's kind of the staging we're at. Silage in a couple weeks in some areas, so that's how the corn's looking. Corn's looking great, real happy with it. I don't have any huge disease problems that I'm super concerned about. I don't think tar spot is going to be a big concern here, as maybe some parts of the country will be, but in general pretty happy with the corn. On the soybean side of things, definitely the topic that we're talking about now is the sudden death syndrome. So my territory is going to be divided. Basically Elgin and north, we're seeing way more sudden. Elgin south, we're seeing less, and then west and south, we're seeing much less sudden death. The reason that is sudden death likes wet soil during flowering. That helps propagate that disease. And so if you remember watching radar this summer, and Walk On, Postville, Prairie, those areas got way more rain than we did, henceforth the more sudden death. So what do we do about that? One, take notes there, and then there's three things. There's more of a field management wise, as far as tile, less compaction, all those things will help remedy sudden death. But then let's pay attention. We've had some great scores on sudden death over the last few years, but now that we're getting into new technologies like Enlist or XtendFlex, we're starting to have some varieties that don't have as strong a sudden death score. Pay attention to that when you make seed for next year. Those scores do matter. Those are reflected in the fields when you're looking. And then the other thing we can do is we do have treatments to help prevent sudden death. There's two main treatments, Saltro. Both of those help alleviate the risk of sudden death. So talk to me about that here anytime really, if we start talking about seed or after harvest. Those are tools to help with that, but pay attention to those scores. And then there are Allevo and Saltro as far as some options there. So that's what I'm seeing in soybeans. I think they're looking great, and they're moving right along too. So that's the crop report. My name's Nick Benson. Thank you so much for watching.